Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Jan Herman and I'm a partner marketing specialist at Ysoft. Today we are presenting contactless printing during pandemic and beyond, presented by Matthew Wrighton and Stepan Novacek. Matthew is our product marketing director. Stepan is a technical product manager. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box in your GoToWebinar control panel. We will have time for questions at the end. Now, without further hesitation, let's get straight into the content. Matthew, the stage is yours.
Good, thanks Jan, and afternoon ladies and gentlemen, and as Jan said, we're going to take you into a view of the MFX Mobile Card Reader and secure authentication. The agenda for today is we'll talk a little bit first about the transformation of business and fundamentally the challenges that you as customers will be no doubt facing today, especially in this world of COVID. We'll talk a bit about the platform at Ysoft and the development and the building block architecture that we have within Ysoft, and very much about the modular approach that we take to delivering capability to you as customers and fundamentally delivering value. And then we'll take a deeper look into the MFX Mobile Reader, the component parts of it, and also how those component parts deliver value and increase capability for yourselves. And as said, at the end, we've got the opportunity for a Q&A session. Okay, so no doubt, very much so in today's world and very much in the last 12 months, we are seeing business transforming rapidly, and you'll see it yourselves in terms of your businesses and what you need to do to be able to agilely move in today's world. And the areas of digital transformation about being more productive, incorporating more digital approach to the way that we do things in our business processes are critical. The emergence more so about mobility now as workers, but also utilizing mobile technology in our day-to-day activities is becoming forefront of mind. And no doubt underneath that, we're becoming more data-driven as data increases to allow us to become more informed about the actions that we're going to take as businesses and yourselves as customers as you move forward. And all this is coming together around digital transformation, and not forgetting that underpinning that is the secure message that we're seeing around digital transformation, but also around paper-based processes and the requirements around that. All this coming together as a subject on digital transformation that, as I said, in the last 12 months has probably moved towards more digital acceleration in terms of the approaches that you've got to take as businesses, and that Ysoft is understanding from customers like yourself, but also that we're understanding as we see the transformation of the approach that we need to take to give you the tools to meet those needs. So lots is going on, and there's no doubt that it's accelerating at faster and faster speed. In terms of the platform at Ysoft, we have a lot of products within our offering and portfolio, but at the heart of it, it's important to understand the platform message. When we're developing the component parts of each of these components, whether it be cloud-hosted 2D print management, whether it be cloud printing via our Omni series product, or whether it be our traditional 2D print management and document capture through our enterprise suite, what we do see is continual evolution and development within these different product sets, but we make sure that right the way across that platform that there's integration within these product sets, but also allowing you as customers to meet those business needs and changes by taking any one of these many products that can really add value to your business. And underpinning that is always core elements that we're looking at. We're always looking at the enhancements of existing business models or processes that you have, whether that's paper to digital, and where we can add value to those enhanced business models. We've also got a community of innovation and shared resources and knowledge that we pull not only from customers like yourself, but from third parties that we innovate and work alongside to meet those needs. And we're always continually looking at increasing productivity through process automation, through things like our workflow suite development, etc. We're always trying to add value around that. And not forgetting that we're adding value to our 2D printing solutions with the support for 3D print management solutions as well. So as I said, we bring together all of those inputs to the platform and those product sets, but always make sure that the platform is evolving with a consideration that customers like yourselves will be looking to take maybe more than one route to delivering value in your business. And underpinning that, we're always continually looking at, within those product sets, the modules and components that can be developed and worked upon in order to make sure that we're adding value and making sure that at any one point in time that we're considering the requirements of customers as we look at each of those product sets. And no doubt authentication, for example, as a module, is one that we'll be diving deeper into today when we look at the solution that we're going to be presenting. But it's important to understand that we have the platform, but we also have the modular approach within each of those product sets. And the reason why the Omni series is just grayed out for today is not because we aren't considering it at all points in time. It's just that today's solution fundamentally engages with the other product sets that we've got in our platform in this case. And as I said at the start, we've always got to consider about the value and those changing digital transformational needs, and have done for the 20 years that Ysoft have been developing products, that we're always looking at those core fundamental value propositions that we can deliver to you within your business, and are consistently understanding through your voice to us as customers about how we can better engage and deliver against the business requirements, especially in this fast and moving world that we live in at the moment. So let's take a bit more of a closer look about MFX Mobile Reader and the security and productivity and mobility that supports as a solution and can provide to you as customers today. Well, many of you will probably be familiar with that, if you've got a managed print service or a provider of a multifunctional device, then naturally you're probably familiar with being able to authenticate from probably, the most common authentication method would be via the card reader and the cards that allow you to access your buildings and fundamentally access your device. And no doubt, that verification method is important today for us to support, and which we do support and have done for some time. But we need to evolve as we move forward, and we're continually looking at that value proposition around that to understand, how can we increase security and support the need for unauthorized access into important areas of your business, like the multifunctional device and the processes that are off the back of that device, and how you can manage the roles of the users, etc., within that and your organization to really give you fundamental control. So that's in place and something you should be familiar with. But we've got a new solution that can further enhance your options. That's the MFX Mobile Reader. Now, let me just go into the component parts of each of these. It's made up of 3 componentry parts for this solution. We've got the reader itself on the left-hand side there, the black box with the green light on it. Now, this is based off of previous technology, the MFX Card Reader 3 that we've got, and that's been successful in many small and large customers around the world. It's not specifically focused at one size of customer. We have it in all sizes of customers and all different verticals around the world, and that's important that it's based off the technology and the input that we've received from customers like yourselves in the past. It supports Bluetooth Low Energy and NFC technology, which is important moving forward for the needs of your business and the supporting of the approach we're taking around the mobile authentication. And when I mentioned previous slide about the card technology, it's important also to understand that it supports over 100 card technologies. And this is important in terms of usage, depending on how you want to utilize the reader moving forward. So that's the reader itself that you will see and users will identify themselves with on the MFD. We've then got the Ysoft Mobile Connect. It's a mobile application that sits on the user's mobile phone, and it utilizes the native mobile authentication methods and therefore gives us two-factor authentication. So it's important that we're understanding that we really increase the security message around the utilization of the native authentication methods on the phone. And that's the item and the application that will engage with the MFX Mobile Reader. And then we've got a third component, which is the Ysoft Connect ID. That's the voucher that you can see, or the key there that you can see with the QR code. And this fundamentally allows us to do the simple handshake or the authentication of a virtual badge between the mobile application and the link to the MFP. So when the setup is done via your partner that provides your managed print service, they will go through that process. And that will effectively create a secure one-time mobile enrollment link between the user's mobile phone and the device itself to move forward and be able to be secure in terms of a solution. So they're the three core componentry parts of the solution when you're looking at it. And we'll dive deeper into the values that they will bring around those value propositions in a moment. So what you see now is when we go back to that authentication method, we're really enhancing the standard authentication from this reader to be either cards or mobile authentication, which further enhances the options that you've got as customers to consider within your business, and for the managed print partners to be able to create it within your required managed print service. And that really does fundamentally increase, as we said, the unauthorized access approach and security, but also some productivity enhancements that we'll go into in a minute. So let's just take a little bit of a closer look at the solution itself in work. So as you could see, it was extremely quick, and that's one of the the first messages that we would say. It's pretty, it really does support the productivity message. Firstly, you've got the productivity in terms of naturally the setup and the process that the managed print service provider. It's not complex from that perspective, but effectively it allows for much more productivity from the user in terms of utilizing mobile, but also authentication at the device versus something like username and password that are some of the traditional methods of authentication that's available at the device. So that's important from that perspective first. Of course, naturally, it's touchless. You utilize your phone. You saw the user there not having to touch it, and that's really important from a sort of world of COVID mitigation at the moment. And within the print management solution, you've also got the ability to set up some conditions around that, which means the user can make the choice to effectively authenticate and release the jobs without touching the user interface at all, if that's what they would like to have as a approach, and that's important around that COVID mitigation message. We touched on earlier about the increase of security around second authentication factor on the phone. As we said, if the user's using biometric authentication on the phone, fingerprint, etc., Face ID, then that brings that to the front of that secure message and authentication on the phone into the device, and effectively enhances that security message, and that's important. We talked about the credentials are bound to the smartphone hardware, so it's important from that perspective that security is further enhanced through that process. And we talk about productivity and efficiency around the fact that that's further increased by the use of the mobile technology with authentication at the device. So we are more mobile from that perspective. So overall, it's highly enhanced, that we're trying to deliver value while increasing capability, and it gives you as customers options to consider when thinking about securing both user level security to the device or access to the device generally through the MFX Mobile Reader. So I think you'll agree there's a great increase in terms of both mobility, productivity, security, etc. Through this solution. So jumping back in, as we said before, it's a component part that will work with many of the components within our product and our platform. So there's no worries about what products it works with. And as we said, in today's world where it's continually changing fast, we're continually looking at the whole value piece around the productivity, being more mobile, more secure, etc. And this solution no doubt offers choices to you as customers, along with many other choices that we've got within our 2D print management solutions or 3D print management solutions moving forward. And this definitely is an enhancement in terms of the capability around the solution that we've presented today. There are no doubt more details behind this solution about in terms of card types it can support, and we can always answer all those questions moving forward. But fundamentally, as we said at the start, the platform is continually evolved to work with these solutions as we bring them out. Just to be clear, it's available as a solution now for a valued partner network. So no doubt if you've got any questions or requests, then you can go through our partner network and we can recommend partners through that network. Or likewise, you've got the opportunity to ask questions back into us at Ysoft. Also, if it's something that you're considering or you've got further questions around solutions that you're looking at in terms of all of those value propositions that we talked about. Okay, so that leaves me to finally ask if there's any questions. Let me just open the panel up to see if any questions have been asked so far. Okay, so I'll just tackle a couple of these. Maybe it'll give clarity to anyone else. And if you've got any questions whilst I'm tackling these, please do write them in the questions bar. Or likewise, if you want to follow up afterwards with anything, by all means do so. One question we've got is, does the application require a subscription? And the question is, no, it's a one-time purchase. So you've not got any mobile subscription. The application in the mobile stores, be it Android or iOS, are free of charge. So that's an important one to understand. What platforms are supported in terms of mobile? So we've got the Apple, the iOS platform is supported, and that supports Bluetooth engagement. And we've also got the Android platform is also supported, and that supports both Bluetooth and NFC in terms of authentication. And the third question that we've got is, can I upgrade an existing card reader to the new MFX Mobile card reader? You can't upgrade the existing one. There's not a application that you can load into the existing one that allows it to work with mobile. But as I'd highlighted in the presentation, the new mobile reader supports many of the industry-leading card technologies, over 100 of them, and also those mobile technologies as well. So that hopefully that answers that question. Okay, so that's all from me today. I hope you found it useful. I hope you can see the value that can be brought to your business and solutions overall as a managed service. And I think it gives you many choices as a business. But if you've got any questions in the meantime, then please do fire them into us, and we're happy to answer them. Okay, Jan, back to yourself.
Okay, seems that no further questions are coming. So Or do I miss something?
Yeah, I think it might be one. Stepan, you might be able to support this. Does the mobile phone need to be in the customer domain to be used?
Yeah, I can answer this question. No, the phone does not be in customer's domain. It could be bring your own device. It even doesn't have to be online for the authentication. The only time when the smartphone needs to be online and connected to the internet is during the activation with Connect ID. And once it is activated, it does not need any internet or network connection. It just communicates with the card reader via NFC or Bluetooth. So no need to add it to the domain.
Thank you, Stepan. And I think that's all the questions we've got.
Okay, agree. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Stepan. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here. Thanks again for joining us today, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.